Woo! Check what I found. Got the mic back. Okay, so today is gonna be kind of a busy day. The toy box, you guys can't see, but it's pretty full. Yesterday I came here and I washed up the Hummer and I did not coat it. So my plan today is just to go around with a CS3 graphene coating and maybe go around with the ceramic spray coating if I have time, because I got a lot to do here today. There's going to be a garage update in this. I'll show you right now, actually. Also, what I want to do is clean up the EQS. And if you guys watched my last video, you will have seen this at the end of it. Boom, look at that. Yes, 2 TRXs, or a second one added to the stable. And then also, I picked up this car last week. I don't know, this is going to be, my dad and I are avid state fair goers. We go like 4, 5, 6 times a year. It's pretty crazy, actually. It's something that him and I like doing together. So it's always been not a struggle, but you know, which car do we take? Do we take the very nice and expensive TRX down there, or do we take our daily driver? One thing that's nice about this car is I bought it for kind of that reason, not to go to the state fair 5 times a year, but for that type of, I guess, need that I have, whether it's going to the lake home or going to the state fair or driving to the airport and parking this there overnight. Whatever it is, we got to beat it. This is kind of what I had the Civic for back in the day. I'll do some videos on this here in a bit. It's set to get wrapped. I'm probably just going to do maybe the fronts. We'll see. This is probably going to be a vehicle that I pass down to my oldest in a couple years. My dad taught me when I was like 12, 13 to drive a manual and just let me drive, you know, in empty parking lots and I guess back roads until I got my license. I kind of want to have that same experience with him so he's ready by the time he gets his license in a couple years. So I'll probably use this vehicle for that type of thing. But for now, I want to get the Hummer coated. Does this look weird? Right there in the middle? Yeah, that looks fine. All right, let me tell you a little bit about what's been going on with this guy in the last couple weeks. So about, I don't know, maybe it was right away and I just didn't notice it. But pretty quickly after buying this thing, I noticed a warning coming on the dash that said like service active. I'll post it, if I have a picture, I'll post it up here. It's like service active assist system or something like that. And I just ignored it for probably about a month. In that last video, you guys saw that we had some car service. I just kind of want to get, you know, once in a while you have to not reset, but you have to make sure the cars are running as they should be. Part of that is also just, might as well just bite the bullet and get all these other cars properly done. So including the Hummer with that service system error that's popping up, I thought I would just, might as well make let's make a service appointment for it, so at least we can get that taken care of. So I bring it in. Well, actually, they only have one person that can work on these, my local dealership that is. So I have to kind of wait for their schedule to allow that to happen, which they're very accommodating, but you know, it's not going to be like an appointment tomorrow, for example. Although this time, I only had to wait like 2 days, so it wasn't bad actually. So scratch what I just said. So I bring this thing in there. They find one of the modules. They didn't say which one, but there's a module that needed to be replaced. And of course they didn't have it, so they had to order it in for me, and the car just had to sit there overnight, which is fine. They gave me a loaner car to use. Ended up replacing the module and updating. I guess GM makes them do all this extra work when they have the vehicles in service. They have to update all these other modules, but it's a manual process. So it takes like, they did like 50 of them or something like that. And it takes like 10 to 20 minutes each. So they had this vehicle for only a day, actually. It got all updated and the defective one that got replaced is done. And besides that, what I'm getting at with this little snippet here is this car has been one of my favorite daily drivers that I've had. It looks badass, it drives really well, it's fast as hell. It's just a really awesome car. And I've seen them start to appear more online as available. You guys might remember when this first came out, these things, dealerships were trying to ask. What's up, Pops?
Is on my bed sheet?
Your bed sheet, yeah. Just like how enjoyable this car is to have, to own, to drive. It's really one of my favorites. I really like the iX. I'm not like an EV fanboy or anything. Oh my gosh. The iX definitely wins as for quality of a build. And this definitely wins for just enjoyment. The iX was great. I would probably get another one. I would get another one actually. I would take this over an iX. I wish this had the iX's audio though. That was the best audio system I've ever heard in a car. Still don't care for how big this is though, but maybe that's one thing part of it that makes it cool. Looks like my clear wrap did some protection down here. Looks like a little rock must have kicked up or something. I washed this car in record time yesterday too, because I was on limited time. I got it washed and dried, not clean like this. I just blow dried it in like 35 minutes or something like that. This stuff you just want to let it sit for as long as you can. I'd be fine driving it outside right now, but we just got dumped on by snow. You can let it sit overnight. That's better. A couple weeks back too, Pa and I got all the classic cars registered here in Minnesota. That's a nice deal, I guess. You can say taxes and stuff is a deal, but for classic cars, any car that's older than 20 years, I think is what it is, you can apply for what's called classic plates or classic registration. So that C5 we just got, that silver one, that's an 01, I got classic plates on it. So what's the benefit about that is that you don't pay the yearly registration fees for your tabs. Just a one-time, like $150 or something like that, and you're good for the life of the car. You just can't use the classic car as like your main mode of transportation. So I had to like offer proof of like this vehicle. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna be using this 1951 3100 as my daily driver. Although that'd be pretty fun, which I'll have updates on that here too, soon as well. I've been going over there to Classics Plus about once a week or so just to get an update and check on things, and they're plugging away. They found a lot of stuff that was not right with it, such as the like window mechanism on the driver's side. The place I bought it from, Earth Motor Cars, yeah, was having issues with shutting the door and the side glass shattering. Now, they're saying that's because there's nothing there to protect it. It would hit the side frame or something inside the door, and they ended up taking some felt or something. It sounds like they did a decent job, but more so like jerry-rigged it, just so it doesn't hit metal when it shuts. It'll hit felt, which of course isn't ideal. So I had the boys at Classics Plus take a peek at it for me, and they found that I don't know what to call it, the rail, I guess, that the window slides on, up and down. When it would slide down, the glass wasn't even on the rail. So they had to drill a new hole inside the door panel, basically add more structure to it. So now when the window goes up and down, it stays on the rail. Don't have to worry about that in the future, hopefully. This thing's gonna get trashed. It's supposed to have snow all day today and tomorrow. Oh well, at least it'll be protected. This graphene CS3 does a really nice job. Anything you may have missed, I didn't miss anything while washing this. If I were to, it would get it nicely. Oh, I almost dropped my towel. Okay, almost done, guys. And we'll get going on the others. So as I was saying earlier, so I kind of lost track of what I was talking about. It's been a very enjoyable vehicle to drive, one of my favorites. I say that every time I get a new car, but truthfully, there's things that I miss about the iX. There's things that this thing really outshines the iX. Not at all in quality. It's not for what I paid for this, these are $100,000 cars. A lot of that money is into the technology. I understand that, it's a Hummer, or GMC Hummer now. They're meant to be a little boisterous and robust, but I would have liked it if they, had a little bit better sound dampening. And it's not bad, but there's times when if it's a windy day and I'm going down the road, it sounds like I'm in a damn wind tunnel. That Renegade's not as vertical, obviously, but that thing's even quieter than this going down the road at, 1/4 the price. Doesn't really have big meaty tires. Yeah, they're big. They're not like real knobby off-road tires. It's not that I'm hearing. It's just a little bit of road noise. Comes through the seams or the seals, for the top. A little bit more rattling. You can hear this. You hear the mirror? Ow, my pinky. There's just a lot of cheap parts that I think they could have done better on, especially for the price. This should be, in my opinion, like a Denali grade finish. Did I spray this? I don't think I did. Yeah, I did. Besides that, I had that one speaker that was from the factory, blown out or something, that they replaced. Took a couple days. Took almost a week, actually, for them to do that. Here's another thing. It's supposed to be a sensitive spot. It's on the exact same side. Or same spot on the other side. Okay, at the minimum, that's what I would do when washing this. Now I'm gonna move it out of the way. I'm gonna wash Pa's EQS one because this thing is trashed. Just spent the last almost hour and a half getting some organization done. So I mentioned earlier, my Pa and I went and got all the classic plates and registration done on the 6 cars that we got in a couple weeks ago. But also I'm in the process of doing some more organization. So I want to have all the manuals and extra goodies and parts and stuff that came with these vehicles. I want to keep them all in one singular place, so it's not, I got the title at the house, got the spare key in the safe, we got the paperwork in a bin somewhere. Now we have everything on site at the toy box, either locked up or organized in there. Before I start the EQS, I just want to point out some things. This is why I hate dealerships when they detail cars. I'm gonna polish all this out. Look at this fender here. See all that?
Widely known outside of the African American neighborhoods of Buffalo, and with no one to take his place, chicken wings are on the verge of falling back.
Oh, you can see that in the back. Hopefully you can see all that. Just nasty stuff. I'll polish this guy up after I wash it, because this is set to be clear wrapped probably in a couple weeks, I'm guessing. Maybe they'll come here, but I saw a scuff right here on the showroom, and then just swirls everywhere. See? Look at that. Gross. But first we're going to start with cleaning up Pa's EQS. This is his daily driver, and this thing just gets wrecked. I think I'm going to start with the dry foam, and while that's doing its thing, I'll clean the wheels. Okay, off camera, I dried it, coated it, cleaned the inside, all that boring stuff. I just want to get this one out of the way. I promised Pod would do this for him. Even though it's snowing outside, it'll get trashed in about 13 seconds. At least it's clean for now. And the inside, I hate these door handles. All right, come on. Stupid. Anyway, I got the inside all nice and clean for him. This thing weighs maybe 10 pounds less than it did because I got a ton of dog hair out of there. So I'm going to move this, and then we're gonna get going on the TRX. That Ram is such a cool color. Alright, I'm gonna get the buckets going, and we'll get. Yeah, well, I'm gonna polish it up too.
Okay.
And then we'll let it sit for a bit. Look at that color.
Front pipe bracket.
They did, yeah. I'll put that on there too. This one should be pretty simple. It's not dirty by any means, but I do need to clean it before I can polish it. So I'm not going to go too in depth with it, like the wheels and tires, for example. I'm just going to rinse it off, soap it, and wash it, and that'll be it. Then I can polish her up. Same thing, cut out the boring stuff. Have I ever said that I really don't enjoy washing these giant vehicles? Which you'd maybe think that I would stop getting giant vehicles so I don't have to wash them. This one cleaned up really nice. There are a few areas that I highlighted both at the dealership and I will highlight here once I bring it over there, such as, probably see that. I suppose I can highlight it now. Some of these areas are actually quite bad. Let me actually move it. I'll bring it over here first. Give you guys a little exhaust note here too. These TRXs sound incredible. Get that windshield a little bit better, but let me show you some areas that stood out to me. And this is why I don't like buying cars that are sitting on dealerships lots or in their showroom specifically, is because they just get touched in the wrong way. Best way to put it, when you see this right here, there's just swirls all over this thing. I really don't want to, but I'm gonna have to polish probably everything. I mean, look right here, see that in the light? The paint is like that all over the place. It's just these details that these dealerships hire. They don't either know what they're doing, or they don't care. I mean, they're in the business to sell cars. This area is probably the worst. So we can get the light in there. This whole panel right here is just awful. See it right there? That's what it looks like on this whole thing. I wonder if I should clay this first, actually. Hear that? Gross. Man, but look at these. See it go all the way up? That's the best angle I can get, but that entire, again, panel is like that. There's that scuff right here that I'll be able to get out. The horizontal panels usually aren't that bad. It's just more like the vertical ones and the ones that people lean on, and this ain't too bad. A few areas. Got that tonneau cover taken off like I mentioned at the dealership. This area looks pretty nasty too. See all that? Is this camera not focusing? There we go. That clear wrap will help disguise. This feels nice. Hear that? You can't hear anything. Black handles look okay. I'm going to focus on the quarter panels first. I'm going to just do the whole panel, I think. The hood. And that's about it for now. I'll do some of that live here so you guys can watch the process. We'll start with the worst spot, which is this panel here. Okay, I got tired of using the battery powered DeWalt one because the back plate is just too large. So I'm going back to the Rupes. Brand new white Adams back plate or foam pad. And I got McGuire's, what is this, 210? Yeah, 210. It's a polish that it's not too, it's a lot. It's not too abrasive, so I want to kind of do the least aggressive method first and see if we have to turn it up a little bit. Alright, you guys might not be able to see this as well as I can. We're going to hit this whole section right here real quick. You can tell already it's much better. But I need some more aggressive compound on some of these areas. Got. Couldn't get this angle right here. Well, that's better. Even this little scuff right here that I thought I wasn't getting out. Looks like it's out. Yeah, little scuff's out. Paint feels better. It's not. I'd give that like a 7 out of 10. Maybe not even that. Maybe like a 6. It's better. It's still a lot of. This might need like a 2-step polish. I compound it and then I polish it. Let's try that real quick. It's not bad. It's not good either. 110, this is actual compound. I don't care to use compounds that much. It just has a more abrasive cut to it. I need to use a pneumatic or a 3-inch polisher, I think, for this little groove cavity right there, because it just can't quite get it with the 6-inch. And hey, that did it. That did most of it, except for right here. I'm going to go back and hit it with the polish to get any other imperfections you get in there out. Alright guys, that's looking much better. Significantly more clear, as it should be. Now the clear wrap that we're going to install in here, it really will hide those imperfections, but I want to get as many of them out, at least the noticeable ones, as possible before we seal it in there. One little mark right there. See that scuff is gone. Scuff that was somewhere around here. And then the paint is just pretty clear. I give it like a 9 out of 10. There's still a few minor ones, but it looks better, it feels better. I'm happy with that. See that? This was just caked. I mean, if I get the light right, I can probably see some in this valley here still. But yeah, you can see where I stopped. I didn't get close up here. See that? Those marks? I can do that by hand, but like right here where I stopped with the polisher, that looks pretty good. I think I'll do that by hand. So I'm gonna go around, I'll do this off camera because this is time consuming and tedious, and I'll pick this back up when I'm done. Well, that wasn't so bad. I don't know why I complained so much about polishing. I'm actually pretty good at it. I just don't like doing it. It's one of those things you want to try to avoid because it is, in theory, like shaving off or leveling off or actually removing some of the clear coat or paint, whatever, if it's like a stage 1 paint. I mean, think of it's like valleys, right? And you're trying to level them off so that when the light comes through, it reflects back at you and not like around. That's what draws your eyes to those swirls. But it only took like 45 minutes. I only did the areas that really stood out to me, so I didn't do the whole car, the whole truck, I should say. I just did basically the areas that I showed on camera. That's all that really stood out. So I did a compound, two-step compound with a polish. It turned out pretty good. I give it like an 8.9 out of 10. See, remember this area was all swirled up. Now it's looking pretty good. There's a few areas that I found that I can get out, but I have to wet sand them. So I did like these C-pillars. They were all kind of swirled up too, and you can see where I stopped actually right here. I didn't do anything. But the whole C-pillar was pretty swirled up, and this whole panel, see stuff like this, you have to wet sand. Let's see if we can get that on camera at the light. Right there. I have to wet sand to get that out. And I saw one more. Maybe right here. I didn't go too high up, and all I did was the compound and the polish again. But I'd say this is acceptable. The clear wrap again will disguise most of this. What is that? Oh, it's nothing. The clear wrap will disguise most of it, and this just kind of made things, just like a couple points better. Looks pretty good if you ask me. It just turned 2 o'clock. I've been here almost 6 hours so far, so I gotta get going. So I'm gonna end this video here, but I'll give you guys a little walk around real quick. So yeah, we do have the 2 TRXs now. They are identical down to the T except for the color. This is called, what is it? It's like Harvest Sunrise, I think it's what it's called. It really reminds me of our old Hummer H2 back in 2004. It was kind of a sunburnt orange. But this is the last call or final edition version of it, so it does have that badge, just like the gray one does, if you guys watch that video. It does have the badge on the center console, and then when you start it up it says final edition on the instrument cluster there, but everything is identical to the gray one. Has that unique stitching with the carbon fiber, probably fake carbon fiber accents. The foundations also have the black compound splashing up. Maybe it's all 2024s actually, but running boards, same wheels, nice and meaty. This was purchased just like the gray one as a company vehicle, so we'll use it for business purposes. Its main use is going to be driving around the Halloween stuff, so it's kind of cool that it's a darker blackish gray with an orange. It's like Halloween colors. If you guys watch my other videos, I do a lot of Halloween stuff. That's what we're using these trucks for, is hauling around all the Halloween crap, plus the occasional trip to Home Depot. And that's about it. I gotta get the front license plate on there still. I'll do that. This is gonna be set to get, what is this? A compound? Damn it. This is gonna be set to get wrapped in, I think, a week or 2. I was gonna do this tomorrow, but I'm gonna actually do this one instead because I don't want to get it all trashed. We're getting dumped on once more. That seems to be the common thing here in Minnesota. March is historically very snowy. So I'm about to drive this outside and get it all trashed. We'll wait for the snow to melt and go away, then we'll schedule it for a wrap. But this guy, I'll do this in another video. This is the new beater. It's a good beater. It's kind of a nerd looking vehicle, but I don't know, I kind of like it. Kind of dig it. Reminds me of one of those hamster cars. What is it, the Scion? I'll do a video on this one at another date. But let me know what you guys think of this. Finally got 2 TRXs in the stable. We're going to eventually clear out what we call the mini box, which is that building outside this wall. Has all the Halloween crap in there. And that's going to be where we're going to be storing our trucks. Just because, check out this view. We are so full in here, and we still have the 3100, the 78, and my other car that I ordered about 3 months ago. It's finally on the ship. That probably gives away what it is, but look at this view. The toy box is full. I like how
it's laid out like this. We got a lot of vehicles here. This would be a good picture. Got a million freaking Corvettes. I'm not kidding you when I say this is a part-time job. Already to my full-time job in a busy life as is. It's a lot of work. This morning I spent probably 2 hours getting all the classic plates put on. And oof. But anyway, what do you guys think of this? I think it's a really sharp color. I almost like it more than the gray. When it comes to contrast of like the black, the orange, and like some gray. This is black, but it has kind of a slight gray tint to it. I don't know. It just looks really nice. I think it looks super nice next to that one. I gotta get that guy cleaned up still too. The only thing we're gonna do to this vehicle besides wrap and tint it is put the ram bar on, which is, if you don't know, it's just like this. Makes it kind of like a Baja vehicle. Oh, they're kind of cool looking. Yeah, might look sweet. No lights or anything, just the ram bar. I think that'll look really nice on this orange. Also, I really like this decal here is a gray. That'll of course get clear wrapped over, so that'll be a gloss finish just like this. This is a matte decal, but we wrap over it so it turns into a kind of a gloss. Looks good. All right, I gotta scoot. Spent enough time here. I'll end this video here. As always, I do appreciate watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.